Hello friends and assalamu alaikum. Hope you are all fine. So today we are gonna make epoxy resin tray, and the technique we are going to use in this is upside pouring downside result. First we are going to take the hardener of the quantity. I am taking the quantity of the hardener of 75 and the resin 150, but you can take the less amount of the hardener and resin because I am going to take that much amount because I am gonna make 3 to 4 trays. So make sure you are going to add proper amount. If there is a 2:1 quantity you have to put in, so you have to put in 2:1. You cannot afford to add more or less quantity, so the resin doesn't cure properly and your all the efforts goes into the vein. So be careful. The next step is come to mixing, and the mixing should be an important step in the resin art. So after start mixing, you have to take all the resin from the walls of the cup and from the bottoms of the cup to remove this all the resin and mix all of them, so the mixing just goes well. And the next step we are gonna do is adding the resin with the help of spoon in the mold. I'm using the spoon just because to avoid the bubbles in the mold, because I'm using the clear resin and the bubbles and the clear resin doesn't look very cool. So that's why I'm adding the resin with the help of spoon and spreading it out all over the mold. After spreading all the resin, that is how much I required in the mold, I gave it a torch, so all the bubbles that's come up goes from the mold. Now I'm going to remove and take all the bubbles from the edges of the mold, come out and burn it up with the help of torch. Now I'm adding some pearls of the different size of pearls I'm using to in that mold. You can add whatever size you want or whatever items you want to add. You can go by your own choice. I am adding the small and large and mini pearls. After adding them randomly, you can use a toothpick to place at the places where you want to look at them nice. After that, I'm going to add some of the flowers in purple, violet and violet purplish color, and some yellow color, mustard yellow color, to make it give a more intense and cute look. You have to be careful while using or adding the articles of like pearls, flowers and anything in the resin. When you add these articles or items in the resin, that create vacuum and bubbles in the resin. So be careful after adding these. Remove all the bubbles. See very closely to all the corners of the resin, so you can remove all the bubbles, take them out and pop them all. Now I'm going to add more resin in it, so all the flowers and pearls goes fully dip in the resin. But after adding the resin in it, the flowers and the pearls that I set it in their places start floating. So I have to settle them again at their places, and again I have to take all the bubbles out. So do it by once, okay? Don't put double efforts in it. After that, I'm doing the torch. Be careful while doing the torch when you have added the flowers or pearls, because it can get burned. Now it's the second day. The first layer is totally cured. Now I'm adding the upper layer in it, and for the upper layer I am taking 30 and 60 resin, but you can take the less amount. You can take 15 and 30 that is the enough amount for the upper layer. Please ignore the background noises, because when you have kids in your house, you can't avoid these noises while doing the voiceover, so I'm so sorry. And again, the mixing should be very proper and very effective, so the curing process goes well. And I'm going to add the white mica powder in it, so it gives more luxury and nice look. After completing the mixing process, I am adding all the resin for the top layer, the amount how much is required, and doing the torch to pop up the bubbles that comes up in the resin. Now I am giving a swirls effect just for fun. it gives a next level of satisfaction of giving the swirls in the resin. After that, I'm giving a heat gun. I'm using a heat gun to give it a proper heat, so all the bubbles that is in the depth of the resin can pop up, and all the resin can go bubble free. So that's why I'm using the heat gun and the torch again and again, so the bubbles don't mess with me again. The remaining amount I was add in the cluster mold, so when I use the article and jeweled articles, I can use that in them. So I just used to create the different colors of crystals. Now I am going to add the little amount in the keychain, because I'm making the keychain and the finishing layers required, so I added the white in the keychain to get a final look. Now I am taking all the corners bubbles out. Now here is the final look, guys. Now tell me in the comment section how much you like it and what the next tutorial you wanna see. Thank you so much. Bye bye.